Hey, what's going on, peoples? My name is LB, the realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. Thank you for joining me on another segment. And today we have the Nevada Caucus. It's currently underway. Right now they have about 55 out of, I believe, 2,000 plus precincts that have voted. So it's still going on right now, but as of now, Bernie Sanders is winning with the majority of the percentage. I believe he has like 55.1%, something along those lines. If I'm not mistaken, he is number one. Number two is actually Joe Biden. Joe Biden is actually in the number 2 spot as of now. Number 3, we have Tom Steyer. Number 4, Elizabeth Warren. And coming in on a strong 5th now, we got Pete Buttigieg. So that's the lineup as of now. Everyone else is, 6, 7, 8. Tulsi Gabbard at this point doesn't have anything. Neither does Andrew Yang. Of course, he dropped out. Michael Bennet and all these other people. So as of now, like I said, they only got a certain percentage. They say 3% of the precincts reporting. Seems like more than 3%, but I don't know. That's what they say, 3%. So Bernie Sanders is winning as of now. I predict that Bernie Sanders will be the winner of the Nevada Caucus. I predict that he will actually win South Carolina as well. I think the establishment is getting very nervous, and they see all the momentum and energy that's behind Bernie Sanders right now, and they're trying their hardest to find ways to fuck with the system, but they know we're all watching. They know we're watching them. We're watching them at the polls. We're watching them. We're watching them everywhere. We have eyes every single where, every single where, every place you could think of. You know what I'm saying? So if they do cheat Bernie Sanders, I mean, it would just be totally, it's just going to be out there in the open. Like, I just don't see them doing that. But if they do, what is the point? What is the point of us doing this anymore? I mean, I just don't know. I really can't even tell you. I just thinking about them cheating Bernie Sanders for a second time after what they did in 2016. And then it would just be so outright and in our faces, just disrespectful. I don't think that that's what's going to happen this time. I think if anything, Bernie Sanders will win the majority of delegates, even if he doesn't win the exact number that he needs. I think he's going to win the majority, and if that happens, they're going to take it to a contested convention, in which case they could take it from Bernie Sanders. But with the amount of eyes that's on them right now, I just don't see them imploding the party like that. I can't see it. Maybe I just don't want to see it. Because trust me, nobody wants to devolve into chaos. Nobody wants the Democratic Party, well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but most people don't want the Democratic Party to implode. We just want the Democratic Party to do the right damn thing. We want the Democratic Party to listen to the will of the people. Not billionaires, not your donors, not your puppeteers, all right? We want you to listen to the people. That's it. A lot of people give me shit on Facebook and other social media because I go so hard on the Democrats, and every time Nancy Pelosi does something that's symbolic, like they just love these symbolic victories, and every time I call it out, they get mad at me for it. Oh, Nancy ripped up the speech that Trump did, so good for her. I'm with Nancy. I'm with her. Stop with this I'm with her shit. That lost in 2016. If you keep on this track, it's gonna lose in 2020. Not me. Us. Not her, not him, not them over there. Us. That's what Bernie's whole campaign is about. So if there's anybody in the world that just so happens to land on this video, and you're kind of unsure of whether or not you should vote for Bernie Sanders or you should vote for Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren or Michael Bloomberg, and you're scared of Trump, you want to get rid of Trump, that's your main priority. Bernie Sanders consistently polls ahead of everyone else going up against Trump. Consistently. He's been in this arena before. You know, Bernie Sanders is the only candidate that Trump is really scared of because of a simple fact. Bernie Sanders has a movement. Tom Steyer doesn't have a movement. Joe Biden doesn't have a movement. I don't give a shit how much you like Joe Biden. He does not have a movement. I don't care how much you like Elizabeth Warren. She does not have a movement. She just doesn't. The political revolution is not with her. She had a great performance this last debate, but other than that, that's it. That's it. So Bernie Sanders has the movement, he has the momentum, he has the energy, he has the correct policies. He's the complete package. If Bernie Sanders is elected president of the United States, he would be the first Jewish president elected to these states. He would be the oldest president as well. And he will also be the first Democratic Socialist president. Well, self-proclaimed Democratic Socialist. So, again, if beating Trump is your main priority, then Bernie Sanders should be your main priority. Voting for Bernie Sanders should be your main priority if you care about defeating Trump. If you care about policies, who has the best, most progressive policies, the answer is Bernie Sanders. If you think that a lot of these ideas are pie in the sky, you're not sure if we're going to get anything implemented, just to let you know, Bernie Sanders, his nickname is the Amendment King because he's known for slipping in amendments to bills that would otherwise go unnoticed. A lot of times his bills get shot down, yes, but the amendments that he slips into other bills is always geared towards helping the American people and those abroad. Bernie Sanders has been saying the exact same thing for 30 plus years now. And I know sometimes it gets repetitive, sometimes it gets annoying, but think about that. He's never had to evolve on an issue, really. He's always been on the right side of history. Always. He's been fighting for trans and gay rights since the 80s, 70s, when it wasn't even popular to talk about like that, when it wasn't all over our TV screens. He's been talking about black rights for years. He's been talking about indigenous rights for years. He's been talking about all of our progressive policies that we hold near and dear to our hearts, everything that will help out American citizens and citizens abroad, really. He has been on the right side of history for years now. Elizabeth Warren is not a miniature Bernie Sanders or even on the same level as Bernie Sanders. I know a lot of us thought that she was, but she's not. She's lied over and over again. She's lied about shit that she shouldn't even lie about, like her heritage. She lied about not accepting PAC money. Now she's accepting PAC money. She says the only reason she's accepting PAC money now is because when she pressed the other candidates about accepting PAC money, they didn't want to let that go. They wanted to accept their PAC money. So if they're going to accept PAC money, then she's going to accept PAC money. Does that sound like a leader to you? Is it okay? Is it acceptable for a person to have one position and then flip-flop the next day and then flip-flop the next day and then flip-flop again? Is that acceptable to you? No, I have a lot of issues with Bernie Sanders. Not a lot, but I have a few issues with Bernie Sanders. And no, a lot of them are not acceptable to me. But as a whole, Bernie Sanders is the most progressive option that we have. It's not an option, or it's not a case of the lesser of two evils with Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. It's Bernie Sanders, the reason for the season, and then there's just Elizabeth Warren. They're not two evils and one is lesser. No, one is objectively better than the other. You know, it just doesn't... It bothers me every time I see Ayanna Pressley tweet something about Elizabeth Warren or say that's, you know, Madam President or President Warren. It's like, oh my goodness gracious. I don't get it. Yes, we would like to see a woman president, but it has to be the right woman for the job, not just any woman. Why do you think that millennials want Bernie Sanders so bad? Why do you think that he's our main guy? He's an old white guy. Why do we want to see another old white man become president of the United States? Because this old white man actually represents me more than every other candidate that you try to put in our faces. Every single one, except for Tulsi Gabbard, of course. Much love and respect to Tulsi Gabbard. I just don't think that she has a viable path to the nomination at this point. I just don't. And even if she picked up some delegates here and there, there's absolutely, I don't think there's any way in the world that they would let her become the Democratic nominee. At this point, I actually believe that they will let Bernie Sanders become the nominee rather than Tulsi Gabbard. I believe that. The way they've attacked Tulsi Gabbard, trust me, she has my support. But in this race, I think I'm going to go with the momentum and the energy of Bernie Sanders. Because I know for sure what he stands for and that he's been doing the right things for years already. And I know that he has an actual path to the nomination. Yeah, they could very well cheat Bernie Sanders, but he has way more of a path than I'd say Tulsi Gabbard. Now, that's not to take anything away from Tulsi Gabbard. I love Tulsi Gabbard. You know, I'll do videos about Tulsi Gabbard all day, every day. But I just think that it is important for us to give Bernie Sanders as much momentum, as much energy as he can possibly get at this point, because they're doing everything in their power to try to take this away from him. But luckily, we have eyes all over this. So, like I said, Nevada Caucus is going on right now. As of now, Bernie Sanders is in the lead. If you're still second guessing yourself, you don't know whether or not you should vote for Bernie Sanders or this person or that person, just know where the energy is. Just know who can defeat Donald Trump. You're not going to defeat Donald Trump by putting another billionaire like Tom Steyer or Michael Bloomberg that has, you know, arguably a worse record with women and employees than Trump does. That's not a winning strategy. Nor is it a winning strategy to put the gaffe machine up there, Joe Biden. Nor is it a winning strategy to put a liar up there as our candidate for Democrats against Donald Trump. They've already sparred, and let me tell you folks, it wasn't pretty for Elizabeth Warren. She did a great job against Bloomberg. I don't think she's going to have the same success against Donald Trump. Trust me. Or don't. Anybody else? Pete Buttigieg. He has zero black support. I don't think this campaign is going to go anywhere. All right, so let me know what you guys think in the bottom comment section. Like this video, share, and subscribe. See you guys on the next one. All right, love, peace, and light. I'm out.